Welcome in, Packer fans. You're tuning in to the Healdsburg Prune Packers versus West Coast Kings live stream. I'm Ryan Moffett alongside my partner, Hugo Traverso, and we've got a great matchup today. It's PEL play, so it's always great competition. And today on the mound for the Packers is Matt Barnes II. We saw a great start from him last time, and there's a first pitch strike there to Daniel Polisek. And Hugo, tell me what you like about Matt Barnes.
Well, Barnes, he's a 3-pitch starter. That one's going to line in the corner. It will be a double for Polisek, but with Barnes specifically, he's a hard-throwing righty. He put in a lot of work at UC Davis this year, and specifically from that UC Davis work, he had an opposing batting average of a 167. So he was giving up only one hit per 6 at-bats. So he is a dominant lockdown starting pitcher, and he's going to be great today for the Packers.
Yeah, rough start there, giving up this double, but I mean, nothing he can't handle. We saw his last outing, and you talk about the stats there as this chopped into the infield and fielded by Ladoff, flips it to first, and they get the first out here in the top of the first inning. Whole lot of firsts, Hugo. So now, Matt Barnes II going against Kiani Coloma, the number 3 batter. So here's Barnes to Coloma. He hits that foul.
And Coloma plays at one of the more interesting venues out of the PEL. He's out of SEMO, Southeastern Missouri State. So, good football team. Never heard much about a baseball team. Didn't honestly know they had a baseball team until we played the West Coast Kings. But
as this ball gets away from Prather and sliding, excuse me, Daniel Polisek in for the first score of the game. So now, the lead is the Kings 1-0 here in the top of the first.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Pack. Got a bit of our camera flipping things around here. I'll go fix that in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for bearing with us here.
Pitch from Matt Barnes in for a strike. Now 1-2 count here for Kiani Coloma. The 1-2 from Barnes. A weak hit. Barnes gonna lay off and it goes foul. So a good decision there to not pick it up, as it was a good effort there by Coloma to leg it out to first. I don't know if he would have got him. So now Coloma coming back slowly to the left-handed batter's box, getting ready to hit. Still 1-2 count for him. The pitch from Barnes, missing, upstairs. .92 miles per hour on that last pitch. Barnes can bring the heat. He's looking to do it against Coloma. There's an off-speed missing outside. So still just the single out here in the top of the first. And 1 run in so far for the West Coast Kings. This fouled off down over towards the Packers bullpen. So now a full count here for Coloma. A grounder over to the shortstop, a guard. His throw low, and Ladoff cannot dig it out of the dirt to get that out. And shout out to Mason Lerma helping Hugo get that camera set back up. Helpful on and off the field. So it's now Gio Martini up to the plate, and he takes the first pitch for ball number 1. Here's the 1-0 from Barnes. Missing, high and away. And Barnes will miss again on that breaking ball, and count now 3-0 here for Gio Martini.
And a tough start here for the Packers. This is what they didn't want to do against this really hot West Coast Kings team. They're coming off of 2 big wins against Solano.
And just like that, Martini gets the walk. 4 straight pitches and 4 straight balls from Matt Barnes the second. So Martini takes first, and it advances Coloma to second. Now Prather talking with his pitcher. Him and Barnes having a discussion. So Jake Lyle facing Matt Barnes after that discussion with Prather, and first pitch in for a strike. This hit right back to Barnes, and they're going to say it was fouled. Oh, 0-2 count. Barnes working against Lyle. Here's the pitch. Missing down low. Count goes 1-2. Barnes with the 1-2, missing outside. Really trying to find control here, trying to find his placement on these pitches here in the top of the first.
Well, he's been good. He's had some rocky times this year, but overall, he normally finds a way to get out of these types of things. Hard ground ball is what he's looking for.
And right there, the check swing did not go around, so the count goes 2-2.
And he gets a chance there for a sword, doesn't get it. Count's going to go full.
Excuse me, yes.
We'll look at the out-of-town scoreboard in a minute, but we've got an exciting score out of the Cal Collegiate League that involves one of our top teams in the YSN rankings.
And there it is, Barnes, high in the zone, gets a big swing and a miss from Lyle. And that's big for him as he gets out number 2 with 2 runners on.
Yeah, it's a huge confidence builder for Barnes. He's going to be able to flow off of that one, do a little bit better. Lyle definitely was not ready for the heat. Barnes, as you can see on your screen, throwing 92, 93 miles an hour.
And that's a first pitch strike to A.J. Martinez. The pitch from Barnes No good for a strike, so make it 1-1.
He tried to dot that pitch on the outside corner. Missed it by, seems to be just a hair.
The 1-1 from Barnes. There's that strike he's looking for. So now 1-2 here against Martinez.
Hideki Prather, and they might as well start calling him Hideki Picasso. He's been framing everything up pretty well. That ball was a good couple inches off the plate according to our TrackMan system, and he frames that for a strike.
And that won't be registered for a strike. Prather couldn't quite frame that one. I mean, a pitch that Martinez thought was going to hit him, but then broke inside at the last minute.
Yeah, he's got a lot of spin on that slider. Very, very good pitcher. He's highly touted at El Cerrito.
And right back to that slider, but another ball.
You know, UC Davis, a lot of their recruiting focus has been getting a young core because they have a new coaching staff, and through the past 3 years, they've recruited guys from Northern California trying to lock down NorCal, get all the Aggies there.
A weak hit, but a good job down the line by Ladoff. He has no one to throw it to at first, and the runner coming home is safe. Chaotic play. Ladoff fielded that right up the first base line, but when he looked to throw it to a teammate, no one was covering, so he just threw it home.
I think everyone thought that that was going to be in right field, but no, it does not. Does not go down the line. Ladoff, great defense, but the delivery to Hideki Prather was just a little high. He had to work pretty quickly on that one. It's the Packers. I mean, they're a good offense at digging themselves out of holes, but you don't want to dig too deep of a hole.
Yeah, we know that they've been able to come back in the past. They've been down before. It's nothing out of the ordinary, but doing it early, and I mean, if the Kings continue this, it'll be tough for them. So 0-2 count here for Peyton Richards. Pitch from Barnes, fouled back.
Yeah, Barnes throwing pretty quickly. This guy Richards at the plate, he is someone that generates a lot of power. He was crushing some balls earlier today, depositing some in the right field bleachers.
This hit right up the middle over to a guard. He's going to tag second base for out number 3, but the West Coast Kings do some damage early on. 2-0 ahead of the Pack, and we'll be back in the bottom of the first. Welcome back here in Healdsburg. Packers looking to respond after 2 runs were put up by the West Coast Kings in the top of the first. And leading off for the Pack is Antonelli Salvatore. A wonderful leadoff guy if you want to get things kick-started as this weakly hit fielded by the third baseman. His throw on the run and a great stretch. Gets Salvatore. Martinez with the throw, but holy cow, Gio Martini nearly hit the splits, Hugo.
Yeah, that was definitely athletic play, gymnastics play there. Reminiscent of Livy Dunn, Haley Bryant, some of that LSU national championship team from a couple years ago. That was insane. Simone Biles in there, definitely breaking it out there. He's going to try for a 2028 Olympic spot.
Don't forget Gabby Douglas, Hugo. I know a gymnast or two. So now up to bat is Hideki Prather. Pitch to him. Swung on and fouled off. Hugo, yesterday was 4th of July. What did you do besides come to a great Packers game?
I went on a bike ride, a long bike ride. Yeah, my family is currently out of town, so didn't really have much to do.
What's a typical bike ride look like for you, Hugo? Are you someone that goes just far, or are you a stroll around the town kind of guy?
I went for groceries. I went to Oliver's in Windsor. I wanted to, take a longer ride just to train and everything. We've got a triathlon coming up in about a month, so got to train for that.
Good for you, Hugo. You amaze me. You're quite the athlete. You do it all. You swim, you run, you bike. I think that's what a triathlon is.
There you go.
What would you say your strongest part of the competition is?
Swimming, 100%, because I'm an aquatic guy.
Built for water, some would say.
Yes, I'm a fish.
Well, you should get that checked on.
Yes.
Here's the pitch, and Hideki Prather hits that hard, and it's going to land out of play down the right field line. And there's the walk for Prather. Ball 4 comes, and he's going to head over to first base.
Well, Prather, he's been a walk magnet this year. And now you've got a guy who's become quite famous around Healdsburg, Logan Sutter.
Yeah, Logan Sutter's up. You talk about Hideki Prather being famous. He got published. He's a published photographer now, so he's very proud of that. Hugo, he used your camera, and you brought him the paper today. He was very proud of it. Talk about that.
Oh, yeah, no, that was definitely a fun adventure. Had him and Nolan, and also some photos from Jake McCoy getting circulated between me and the Healdsburg Tribune for an article I wrote about, what it's like to work here and, be a broadcaster, be a young broadcaster, working with guys like Ryan and, and also just kind of previewing the big week we had coming up here, which we are 4 games. We will be 5 games through. You guys definitely have some more action coming tomorrow at 6 p.m., and you don't want to miss that one against the West Coast Kings. It'll be game 2. But, wrote an article, sent it to the Healdsburg Tribune. They published it. Needed photos, so I sent them the Google Drive, and they sent back a bunch of stuff that Hideki had taken pictures of.
Yeah, super cool for Hideki, super cool for you. You got stuff published, as there's another walk right there. Logan Sutter now on first, Hideki on second, and a meeting between Lyle and his pitcher, Mason Rivera. And you talked about being an aquatic person, Hugo. Do you like eating seafood? Are you a big fish stick guy, or do you like crab? What is it?
I like seafood. I do. I love seafood. Seafood is definitely, it's very good. I like most seafood. I wouldn't say I'm a straight seafood guy, like fish guy day of the week, but
Pescatarian.
yeah, I'm not a pescatarian, but you know, Fridays is good grilled salmon or grilled halibut or
Fish sticks.
yeah. Are you a guy that likes fish sticks?
See, I'll eat them. I'm fine with, you make some fish sticks. You can cut them up and put them in little street tacos. You know what I'm talking about, Hugo? Yeah. Picking up on what I'm laying down.
Yeah, no, that's definitely got to be fun. I mean, we're in a great spot for seafood.
You're right. I mean, some people, they don't have the luxury of being this close to the ocean like us in California do. So I take full advantage of it when I'm here in California. Eat as much fish and shrimp as possible. As there's a big swing and a miss from Alex Burge.
You a big oyster guy?
See, I had some good oysters that were. I really don't like it all that much, but I have had some good ones. It's a little gross to me. I don't like slurping them out of the shell. But if they're garnished with something good on top, maybe some lemon zest or some sort of garnishing, I'll eat them. You?
I love oysters.
It's the booger of the sea.
It's fantastic.
All right.
Oysters are great. Clams are great. Mussels. My dad makes a very, very good seafood paella and also a very good seafood stew. So seafood is definitely utilized in my family, coming from Liguria, the sea-bearing people of Italy.
And we know there's some seafood fans on this team as this fouled off by Burge. He's staying alive. Cade Ladoff, he's a big fan of seafood. Talked about Australia's seafood with me in an interview. Said it's great there, and he said the calamari, wonderful from Australia.
It's got to be monstrous down there. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas says everything's bigger in Texas, but you go to Australia, it is. There, the spiders are 10 times as big. The snakes are 10 times as big. I imagine the seafood is too.
I mean, this hit 10 times as big out into center field and finally being caught by Polasek. It finally came down out there. It just carried, and it will advance Hideki Prather over to third base.
Yeah, good deep fly there, sac fly from Burge. And now you've got a very lethal man who's been very hot, batting in the 600s over the past 7 days. So if you want anyone at the plate with runners on the corners and you need runs, it's this guy. I'd say home run alert here. Jacob French could send one out. He sent one out yesterday, and I wouldn't be shocked if he does it again.
Yeah, he had a wonderful game yesterday. 5 RBIs from him yesterday, which was amazing. He was racking in the runs, which was a close game, too, so they needed him. But Packers eventually pulled away in that game. And the electric stud, the nickname he gave himself in yesterday's interview, looking to put up some more RBIs here.
Yeah, he swings through that one. Let's look at the guy on the mound in the matchup that will come if French can get on base, or it will come next inning if Rivera can retire French. Mason Rivera on the mound. He's headed to San Jose State next year, so he'll be facing his future teammate J.C. Agard after this.
This one popped up and will drop out of play over by the beer booth. Hugo, have you visited the beer booth at all today?
I have not. No, I have not. I know Nate does a great job over there, but Rivera, he at Granada had posted a 1-3 record this year, 2.66 ERA, 23.2 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, 6 walks. So he's definitely an experienced player, and he's looking to show that experience against the Packers here.
Yeah, going against this Packers team, we talk about it all the time. It can be a proving ground for a lot of these guys, and it's a chance for them to show what they've got and compare it against D1 talent and possibly get some tape to send to some coaches. So here's the 2-2. French drives this one out into center, and underneath it is Polasek for out number 3. So the Prune Packers can't score in the first, and West Coast Kings hold on to their 2-0 lead as we head into the top of the second. All right, we're back here in the top of the second, and it's Matt Barnes the second, still on the mound. And look at that breaking ball, Hugo, in for a strike right there. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, working that velocity. We're going to get the velocity in just a second, but he started off with a fastball at 93, and then he goes to the slider at 80 miles an hour. So just nastiness here, pure nastiness from Matt Barnes.
So the 2-1 from Barnes, and that's going to hit the head of Rogan Bodie. He took it pretty well.
Yes, he did. He walks off to first like nothing ever happened.
It reminds me, Hugo, of a tough guy I know. You are one of the toughest guys I know, Hugo. And Rogan Bodie, he's right up there with you. You took a sweeper pitch right off the chin early on this season, and you acted like it was nothing. And Rogan Bodie reminds me a lot of you.
Just got to get up and keep chugging. That's really all you got to do.
It's what you've always told me throughout my whole career.
Yes. I'm actually Ryan's agent, funny enough.
Yes.
I've been Ryan's agent. Even though he's older than me, I've been Ryan's agent since he was born. Oh, sorry.
He put in his pre-order.
Yes. Ryan, are you a guy who pre-orders stuff?
I used to pre-order a lot of things, a lot of video games. I was a big video game pre-orderer, and that's about it, though. You, Hugo?
No, not really. Not. I don't pay. I wait for things to come out, especially with video games. Don't want to pay, the pesky fees. You just got to be patient, especially with the new college football game coming out. A lot of people
That's the thing,
paying like $100 to get in a week early.
No, you can pre-order the regular version of the game.
Oh, you mean pre-ordering without getting without getting
Early
access?
access. No,
Oh
I
yeah,
never paid for that.
That's something I've done before. Yes, I did that with the last year's college football game. I'm not going to do it next year.
So it's 2-2 here for Colby Pudge. And the pitch from Barnes missing outside. Now full.
And Matt Barnes just not having a great day. He can turn things around getting out of this.
This hit out into deep center. And backing up underneath it for the catch is Alex Leopard. And he's going to get it in. He had to go pretty far back there, almost out to that ivy wall.
Yes, he did. I mean, that's a new position this year for our guy Leopard out there. If I was Bodie, though, I mean, he stopped in the middle of the base pass because he didn't know if Leopard was going to catch it. But assuming the Leopard does catch it, move back, try and tag up on that one. It's a tough throw to make right into second. Bodie he's a fast runner. Now runner on first.
And Barnes missing outside to Daniel Polasek. So second time through here for the West Coast Kings in just the second inning of work. As this hit right up the middle, whizzing by Barnes. And that's a base hit there for Polasek.
I know that doesn't mean anything, but Polasek, 2/3 of the cycle, or two quarters of the cycle. Apologies there.
It's okay. Math is hard, especially fractions, Hugo.
Yes, fractions.
I was agreeing with you, too. I was like, yeah, you're right, 2/3 of the way. And I forgot there were 4 things you needed for the cycle. So it's now Jaden Lee up to bat. Here's the pitch from Barnes. In for a strike. Now 0-1.
Barnes definitely starting off with that fastball. He's lost that kind of mix. A lot of these hitters for West Coast Kings have been on that breaking ball.
Missing up high. 2 on, 1 out here for the West Coast Kings. Barnes delivers. Great pitch there. 79 miles per hour for a strike. slowing it down. 1-2 count. Barnes looking to put him away. His pitch outside for ball number 2. This hit right to the same spot in center, and Leopard right there. He's throwing it in, but not in time to get the runner advancing to third, Rogan Bodie.
Yeah, good job by Leopard to fire that one in as quickly as possible, but ultimately no play at third as that one was way deep out there from Jaden Lee.
So it's Keani Coleman, the number 3 batter for this West Coast Kings lineup, coming up to the plate. And last at bat, we saw a wild play. He hit it right down the line, laid off. Couldn't make it to first in time, so a late throw to home. It was all over the place, Hugo. So he's looking for maybe to get on base a little cleaner this time. But I'm sure he's not upset about bringing a run in for his team. This, a hard ground ball to Savicere. Picks it off the ground and flips it to leadoff for out number 3. 0 runs here for the Kings. A good job by the Packers to stunt their offense as it remains 2-0 heading into the bottom of the second. We'll be back in a few moments. Welcome back, and coming in right is JC Agard. Whiffs on that pitch from Mason Rivera.
Yeah, quick pitch there on the slider. One just dashes right in the zone. Future teammates facing off against each other.
Yeah, and Agard, he falls down quickly, 0-2 against this future teammate. Here's the pitch from Rivera, and holy cow, that's smacked by Agard out into left center. Right back at the fence for the catch is Jaden Lee. So a good job there by Rivera. Got Agard down in the count early and then makes him pop out. So when he comes to camp later in this year, he might be calling Agard Buster. Or any other nicknames. What do you think, Hugo?
I don't know. That was a pretty hard hit ball. That ball is probably out at a few ballparks. I don't know about Excite Ballpark, but that's definitely at the wall at Excite Ballpark. So I don't necessarily think he's going to be calling him Buster. Maybe calling him Buster in reference to Buster Posey's great hitting, but you know, you never know.
You never know.
Would you consider Buster Posey a Hall of Famer?
I would. I mean, I feel like I'm biased, though. Is this smacked by Leopard into center field, tracking it and out of the reach of Daniel Polasek. Leopard rounding second, and he's going to be safe on third. Stand-up triple for Alex Leopard.
Yeah, that was rocketed off the bat. Get that exit velocity.
Yeah, off the bat at 92 miles per hour, Hugo. That went 366 feet.
Damn. That was crushed by Leopard.
Yeah, and Leopard, he's a guy with the speed to pull off a triple there.
Yeah, good power speed combo. We'll see if he goes in the draft. I believe he has another year of eligibility, but outside of that, I mean, he's someone that will be a steal for a lot of MLB teams.
Pitch to O'Hearn. He hits it up the middle. Leopard's going to score, and O'Hearn gets out at first.
There we go. O'Hearn picks up another RBI on this year. His year is still young, but he gets yet another one. It's got to make him feel good now with Cade Ladoff, his teammate, college teammate, coming up to the plate.
Yeah, getting a job done. That's what he did right there. In a close game like this, pulling within one is huge for the Packers. And now Ladoff working with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Ladoff watches that pitch go by and miss outside. And there's a strike against Ladoff. Count now 2-1. And Hugo, you were talking about video games earlier. Do you think you have what it takes to beat Logan Sutter? I've heard he's a big Call of Duty guy, and he's pretty darn good at it, too.
Well, I don't play COD, so I wouldn't be able to beat him there. MLB The Show-wise, definitely wouldn't be able to beat him there. As I can't really – anytime I play against an actual baseball player, I kind of get timed up.
That's too bad.
Yeah, my go-to is beat me. My go-to is just running with like a pitcher throws 102 and high fastballs every time.
Smart.
You gotta start fastball, and then you just dupe them with a curveball.
You've got your strategy down, Hugo. But we'll have to see if it works against Logan Sutter one day.
We shall see.
Count goes full. Pitch missing, high and inside.
That day will have to come soon, though, as he may not be in the Berg for much longer. The draft approaching us in about a week. It's going to be the talk of the town is going to be which Prune Packers get selected and which Sonoma County natives at that get selected.
As this smacked by Ladoff, and it'll be foul. And yeah, last year, Packers had some guys get drafted. One I remember, Tyler Stasiowski, a pitcher out of Cal. Got to interview him after being drafted to the Guardians. And Ladoff gets the walk there. He'll advance to first, and Antonelli Savatere's back up.
Yeah, Savatere just barely beaten out on basically a swinging bunt to the shortstop. Joey Gomes showing off some moves over there, coaching third base.
What would you say your best dance move is, Hugo? As this hit high into right field by Savatere and caught by Coloma. So that'll be the third out, and you viewers have to wait to hear what Hugo's go-to dance move is in the top of the third. We'll be back. All right, welcome back, and there's a pitch from Matt Barnes right there. Popped up, and it will drop out of play. And Hugo, the fans have been just waiting on the edge of their seats. You thought I would forget. I know you did. What is Hugo Traverso's go-to dance move? You're on the dance floor. You're, busting a move. What does that move look like?
The gritty. The gritty is my best dance move.
Really? Explain to the viewers. They might not know what exactly the gritty is.
Look up Justin Jefferson. Right now, you have 5 minutes away from this live stream. Look up Justin Jefferson on YouTube. Touchdown celebration.
He has a lot of them. They might be confused, but there's a strikeout right there from Matt Barnes II.
Yeah, Barnes has definitely found his rhythm here in the third inning. Starts off with a strikeout. That's going to look a lot nicer. Should be a lot nicer of an inning for him.
Is that fouled off right there by Jake Lyle?
What's your go-to dance move?
I'm someone that can just move with the music. I'm fluid, man. I do know the salsa, so I can always pull that one out. And the worm, that's a full body exercise. I could be on the dance floor creeping people out with that. There's a lot that I can do. The dab, I think that's still in. I'm not sure.
You were dabbing quite a lot yesterday, so.
When I'm excited, I just dab left and right.
Dab, da, da, dab, dab. Dab, dab.
Dibbity dab.
There you go.
That is full of nonsense. But, yeah, we'll have to hit the dance floor soon, Hugo. I want to see you out there grittying. That's fouled off. And do people usually compliment you, Hugo, when they see you grittying on the dance floor? Like, wow, you are a talented dancer?
No.
Oh.
People move away from me.
That's all right. That's too bad. That's a shame. Barnes missing outside. Count goes full.
I would have thought of you to be a guy who likes to crip walk.
All right. I mean, I could. I'm telling you, I can do any dance, really. I've been a part of a lot of dances. I've learned a lot of choreography. I've been a part of a flash mob before, one or two at least. So, yeah, I'm a bit of a dancer, Hugo. I'm like a young Ryan Gosling.
You are young Ryan Moffett.
Yeah, it's my namesake. Here's the full count pitch from Barnes, and another foul ball here from Jake Lyle. He's doing a great job to stay alive and really work that pitch count of Matt Barnes II.
Speaking of La La Land, I know you are a big fan of that show, or
It's
the movie.
A movie, Hugo.
The movie.
Yeah, you're right.
You are you a big fan, big Broadway guy?
No, not really. Never been to a Broadway show. As there's a big strikeout. Jake Lyle goes down swinging, and Matt Barnes II might be catching some heat here.
He threw that one low in the dirt, little chase pitch, and he got the chase. It was a healthy swing and a miss there from Lyle, trying to dig his way out of it. He's got 2 strikeouts now on the day.
Yeah, rough start for him. He's going against A.J. Martinez now, though. Lyle just can't figure out Barnes. But back to what you were saying, no, I've never been to a Broadway show. I've been to plays that weren't on Broadway. I've been to Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber, something like that. I enjoyed that, thought it was good. You big Broadway guy, Hugo?
Myself, no, I'm not the biggest Broadway guy. I would say I've been to a few. I've dabbled in been to a few shows.
Like you bought tickets, or you just found yourself in a show?
No, I've been to a few shows, just in general.
All right, we'll keep it at that, as this is grounded and bouncing off the glove of Logan Sutter, which we see so rarely. And that means Martinez will get on base.
Yep, this tough rec park infield takes no prisoner, or holds no prisoners.
Have you ever been held prisoner? Hugo, you still there? I can answer it if you want. I've been held prisoner. They make me call games with Hugo Traverso up here. Oh, look at that zinger, Hugo. As Matt Barnes misses the zone count, now 2-0, or excuse me, 1-1. Barnes, his pitch goes outside. One on, two out. Here's Barnes. And he's trying to find that zone here against Peyton Richards. Hitters count for Richards. And Barnes missing downstairs. Richards advances to first.
This is all West Coast needs, really. They just need these walks, and if they can feed off these walks, they will reap benefits.
First pitch to Bodie, not finding the strike zone. Pitch from Barnes, inside. 2-1 count for Bodie. And a throwback to first. They got him. What a play by Hideki Prather. Heads up baseball helps out the Packers and his pitcher, Matt Barnes. So the lead remains 2-1 for the West Coast Kings, and the Packers will look to either tie or take over that lead in the bottom of the third. And we're back here in the bottom of the third. Hugo and I just talking about some new movies hitting the theaters. I'm a avid movie fan. I like going to theaters. Hugo, tell me, do you like going to the theaters?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been to a theater I honestly, since I think Oppenheimer, most likely. Yeah, Oppenheimer. That was
It's a long time ago.
dang 3 years ago. That's hard to believe. Was it 3? No, it was 2 years.
2. Yeah, 2. I was
2
gonna say
years.
3
Yeah,
seems a
yeah,
long
it was
time
2
ago.
years. 2 years ago. Yeah. No, that was definitely it was a long time ago. I went after my final day at a water polo camp. Saw it in IMAX and in Los Angeles theater. It was super cool.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun experience that weekend. Got to see Ellie De La Cruz. That was the greatest steal of my life. I got tickets to see the Dodgers play the Reds the following day, and I got them during the start of the season when the Reds were supposed to be terrible. So
this hit out into right field, and Prather lines out to Coloma.
yeah, pretty good contact there from Prather. But yeah, no, that was before the Reds pulled up everyone, and then, well, you know, those tickets that were originally $20 to sit, you know, first base side with my grandfather, were $80 at the time of the game because of Ellie De La Cruz. But got to see Max Muncy homer twice and watch it with some of my friends. Some of my friends were there, and so it was definitely fun. It was a fun game, fun experience. You know, Dodger Stadium, despite it being Dodger Stadium, it's a great ballpark.
There's history there. You have to appreciate the history.
Yes.
But you're right. It is Dodger Stadium.
I think the City Connects could have been a little bit better for Los Angeles, but, you know.
There's a lot of directions they can go, I think, though, which can kind of be overwhelming for a city of that size on how to represent the city.
I think they could have leaned into Disney because, fun fact, Dodger Stadium is the only ballpark that's allowed to use the Disney font.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Maybe one day they'll have Disney mascots at the ballpark.
I believe they already do that.
Well, they're ahead of me.
Ryan's $1 million ideal. His $1 million idea has been struck down.
Many of them have, but this hit hard by Sutter up against the wall. And they're still trying to wrangle it. Sutter gonna stop at second and make it a double for him, and a new double celebration right there, Hugo.
Yeah, it looks nice. Sutter was thinking about third, and he just holds up at second. Do you think that was a little bit of a nod to his girlfriend being a pageant queen?
Well, I wasn't too sure what it was, but maybe it is. All these guys, they've got their inside jokes on the team, so we may never know, Hugo. Or maybe something's trending on social media.
Now you got Alex Burge at the plate. He's pretty good. He's been another great batter for the Packers. Been the best on the team this season. Packers currently, he's batting in non-conference. He's batting, or overall, excuse me. He's actually second on the team. Jacob French, his surge has been incredible in terms of guys who have had at least 30 at-bats this year. Tucker Bougie currently standing at the top with a 500 batting average, but of course he's only had 2 at-bats. French, 77 at-bats. He's batting .442 throughout the year. Burge, 42 at-bats, .405. So Burge has just been an RBI machine and, you know, much like Sutter last year, a base hit machine.
And a huge swing right there from Burge. Doesn't make contact, though.
That was absolute filth right there. Beautiful pitch. Great breaking ball.
So now 1-2 for Burge. He's got Sutter over on second and just 1 out. Here's the pitch. And Burge goes down, swinging at almost an identical pitch. That got him on strike 2.
Yeah, back foot breaking ball. Just gets him to swing and miss.
Now the guy you were just talking about, Hugo, that's been just as hot. Jacob French up to the plate. And he's looking to bring in Logan Sutter. First pitch, and a big swing and a miss there.
And Ryan, we actually have a new pitcher for the West Coast Kings. They neglected to tell us, maybe because they hate us, maybe because they just don't want us to have the inside information. But Cruz Van Slyke on the mound now.
Maybe the Kings wanted the, advantage, competitive edge, Hugo.
Potentially. I'm not talking about the Kings, though. I'm talking about our analytics guys. They're great, though.
Yeah, I think they were hiding it from us. As this, a weak hit up the middle by French, and the throw to first, beating him out. So 2-1 is still the score. Packers couldn't tie it up in the bottom of the third. We're heading to the fourth. We'll be back in just a few moments.
All right, we're back here. Ryan Combs in the ball game for the Packers. Fires in a called ball one. Batter in and due up for the West Coast Kings is Rogan Bodie, Colby Pudge, and then the top of the order with Daniel Polasek. Top of the fourth, Hugo Traverso alongside Jacob Janicelli. Jacob, Ryan wanted me to ask you if you have ever been held prisoner before, or if you were ever in prison.
It's a strange request, and
it is a strange request.
No?
Exactly. It is a strange question to ask. Thank you for agreeing with me. I believe Ryan might have a thing for that.
Ryan's up to no good.
Yeah.
He never is.
Yeah. It's the Cloverdale Eagle in him. 1-2. The pitch from Combs runs inside, nearly hits the batter. What did you see now that Matt Barnes has closed out his evening after 3 full. What did you see from Barnes that really stood out to you?
Well, the velo was there, topping at 93. Just had a hard time locating. Gave up a few hits as that ball is hit over the shortstop's head for a single. Similar to Barnes, just mislocating on some pitches. You know, not always mixing up fastball and off speed, and that can lead to some predictability and guys getting hits. And props to this Kings offense. I mean, their record is 2-7 this year, but they have played the Packers these last weekends much better than a 2-7 team.
And now they're going to look to add on to their 2-1 lead here. Ryan Combs in out of the University of Tennessee fires that one low and in the dirt. Combs has pitched numerous games this year for the Pack, including up in Medford. So he's a road dog for the Pack. Fires that one in just a bit low to Colby Pudge.
You're going to get a good combination of changeup and fastball from Combs. He actually throws his changeup a little more than his fastball more often. He's got a nice looping movement to it and a little arm side movement as well. As that ball is hit towards center field, and it'll be caught for the first out of Combs' outing.
So Colby Pudge goes down. Top of inning number 4. It's going to be the top of the order with Daniel Polisek. Doubled in the first, singled in the second. Looking to continue his run at the cycle in the 4th. The pitch, that one is inside. We'd also like to welcome in all of the Jacob Janicelli fans that might be joining the broadcast from domestic and abroad markets.
I hope not.
The 1-0 is hit hard on the ground to lead off with the runner in motion. They won't get 2. He will toss to Combs, though, to get 1. But the runner moves up, and the Kings once again find themselves in scoring position.
My roommates are at a lake house right now together in Connecticut, so I hope they're not listening to me on their vacation.
Well, I mean, you've got a great voice, so, you know, who else to listen to? Who better
I learned from the best.
Than Jacob Janicelli.
Ryan Moffett.
Yeah.
It's my idol.
Jaden Lee takes that one upstairs, 1-0. Jaden Lee, he's generated a lot of fandom within this media team here at the Packers. Nolan Brenner, our colleague and producer in training, along with broadcaster in training, is a very big fan of Jaden Lee. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Out front on that one. But Ryan's a good idol to have. He's a great idol to have. He's very energetic. He's going to be great.
You and Ryan are both known for getting off topic occasionally, though, I might add.
Yeah. We might continue to get off topic as we continue to go throughout this game. We'll have a 1-2 count here with 2 down.
Well, I happen to hear I sit 3 seats down from you every game, and can't help but overhear the conversation some days. Not always about baseball.
The 1-2, and that one is fouled straight back. Doesn't affect our camera, though. I noticed you're holding a baseball currently. When you grip a baseball, do you grip it similar to your brother, where he just immediately grips it like he's going to throw a circle change, or how do you grip a baseball? Do you grip it 4-seam? What are you doing?
I don't favor circle change. My brother has the advantage of having those really long fingers. We can have a really effective circle change, wrap his fingers around the ball. Mine don't work that way, so I go toward the 2-seam, 4-seam, occasional circle change, not circle change, football change that I learned when I was 10, which is your fake curveball, also like a hammer change, people call it. I threw that a few times in Little League, gave a few home runs, and I stopped throwing it. So, but mostly fastball.
The 1-2 now with 2 down. Combs checks on the runner. Lee battling, fires that one. Lee pops this up. Over into the dugout, and it will bounce into the concourse over by the umbrellas down the first base side. Are you a big hot dog eating contest fan? You big Joey Chestnut guy?
I keep up. I see what he's up to.
Are you aware where he is from?
Can't say I am. Is he a Philly guy?
He's a local guy.
Is he local here?
He's local. He's San Jose, California, Bay Area guy. Well, San Jose. Some might say that's controversial. I'm a Bay inclusionist. A lot of people would say that Healdsburg is not the Bay, but technically, we are touching the San Pablo Bay, so we are technically Bay Area. Sonoma County is technically Bay Area, so.
Can't say I agree.
All right. The 1-2, 2 down. That one is fouled off. I mean, to be honest, the league. Can you remind me the league you played in as a high schooler? What it was called?
North Bay League.
There you go.
Healdsburg was a late addition to that league.
Well, that was when they merged the leagues, the Sonoma County League and the North Bay League.
Whatever you say.
The 1-2, 2 down. Breaking ball right down the middle. Freezes Jaden Lee, and he's sent back to the dugout confused. So Ryan Combs works out of the jam, and we will step aside. Thanks for joining us here in Healdsburg, California. And we're back here, bottom of inning number 4. First pitch in there, just inside. Start things off. Man at the plate for the Packers is J.C. Agard, and he pops this one up. It will stay in the infield. Over on it is the catcher, Lyle, and he'll make the catch. One down early on for the Packers. They have struggled recently.
They have been struggling early and unusually today with their offense. A lot of balls they're getting under, flying out, a lot of flyouts to center field, except for Alex Leopard, one of the Packers' 2 hits today. He hit a triple off the center field wall, 92 off the bat. Hit 366 feet. One of the few highlights of the Packers offense today. See if he can do something else in this inning.
And that one finds the zone. Cruz Van Syke into his second inning of work. Alex Leopard standing in 0-1. Count now to Leopard. So you mentioned that triple back in the second inning. Packers have really been hammering the ball to that part of the ballpark, dead away center field, which honestly at Recreation Park might not be the best spot to hit it to. They hit a lot of balls there last night, and Jelani Mason made a lot of fantastic chase downs. 1-1. Fired in there for a called strike.
Well, that's where Leopard likes it. Low and middle. It's one of his best slugging zones this summer. Hits most of his hits to that red wall in right center. A big gap between the right fielder and center fielder.
Well, he'll see if he can find it. Leopard watches that one outside. 2-2. One down here in the bottom of the fourth at Recreation Park. Thanks for joining us, Hugo Traverso, alongside Josh Janicelli.
Well,
or not Josh Janicelli. Sorry, excuse me, Jacob Janicelli. I'm sorry, Jacob.
you're like my grandmother. Every time. Every time. My name is Josh. Wait, no, Jake.
I believe I'm going senile.
Just might be.
Just might be. 3-2 with one down. Leopard waits. Breaking ball catches the outside part of the zone. And Leopard is sat down. Now Keegan O'Hearn coming to the plate. The big lefty yet to hit one out this summer. And a good time would be right now, wouldn't it?
Packers need it. Any hint of life. The defense has been unimpressive between the hits, the runs, and the errors as well. 2 early errors for the home team.
That one just a bit outside. Start things off 1-0. One falls in there for a called strike out of the out-of-town scoreboard. Arroyo Seco closed out their once delayed game against Santa Barbara, winning that one 12-11. 1-1 count now to O'Hearn. He watches that one low. Count will go 2-1. Jacob, it's got to be good. You know, you've got your family here. You're enjoying your summer, I hope, here at Recreation Park. And how's it been to, you know, spend a summer back home after a wild year in Philadelphia?
Well, it's been great, taking advantage of home-cooked meals. And it was a good start to the summer. I mean, celebrating my brother's graduation and all the grad parties that I was able to tag along to and have fun on. And celebrating his end of his high school baseball career, which is an emotional time as he ends that but begins coming up to college next year. He'll play for Santa Barbara.
Well, that is assuming he does forego a chance at well, he will get drafted. He is projected to be drafted, but it depends where.
If he declares, that's the thing. But it's been a pretty big baseball summer for me. Someone who's not normally a primarily baseball guy. Between high school ball and all the Packers games, long Packers week this week, 6 home games. This is the 5th in a row. We'll have one more tomorrow night as O'Hearn strikes out to end the inning.
Yeah, dominant stuff here from Van Syke. And with that, we will head to the top of the 5th as the Pack go down in order. Stay with us right here. 2-1 Kings lead. We're back, and a bright start to the inning for West Coast Kings. Keone Coloma out of southeastern Mississippi, or excuse me, Missouri, leads off with a base hit into center. What have you seen from Ryan Combs so far this summer, Jacob?
Well, he's been great. Only a few appearances for the Packers so far, coming in from Tennessee. Heavy changeup guy, which is different for the Packers. We have a lot of fastball guys this summer. And he's been good. He's been kind of got that Craig Kimbrell lean in on the pre-windup, and he's been good prior to today. Get up 2 first at-bat singles last 2 innings. That is flied into left for Combs' first out of the 5th inning. But he's been good. All the Packers pitchers have mostly battled through guys on base, and Packers defense has been no stranger to errors occasionally in the summer, and so being able to work through that is a testament to their perseverance.
Yeah, no, the Packers been great defensively ever since that rough first inning. Combs fires that one in for a called strike.
Slider there began inside in the zone, fell toward the middle, similar to his strikeout pitch to end the 4th inning.
That one is outside. 1-1.
Good chase pitch, but no take from the batter. Double play territory for the Packers. Runner on first, 1 out.
We'll see what they can do. 1-1 from Combs is skied out into left field deep. They're going to let Leopard take this one. He will make the catch and fire it back in. 2 down.
Well, that's the risk with throwing that slider that kind of starts inside and falls toward the middle, is it ends up in the middle. And you get a hit like that, it can scare a pitcher, and really good contact toward the outfield, and lucky that Leopard found his way underneath it.
And so 2 down now for the Pack. Combs goes back to work, this time against A.J. Martinez, the third baseman.
Combs a good ground ball pitcher, getting ground balls on balls in play around 45% of the time. As that one is grounded to the third baseman Sutter, thrown to first, and the inning is halfway over as the Packers will now have a chance to put some runs on the board in the bottom of the 5th.
And so we'll step aside, stay right here. And we're back. New pitcher, Dylan Warren, in for the West Coast Kings. Lefty out of Folsom Lake College. Friend of one of our colleagues, Nico Horning. Nico was not able to make it this weekend. We wish him the best at the American Century Championship next week, alongside Ryan Moffett.
One count now to leadoff. Hitting over 350 this year, had his first home run earlier this week. Even though he's been one of the hardest hitting batters in the pack. Just found his first home run recently. Pretty dead pull guy. A lot of left center hits. And a few bloops in the right center as well.
And here we go, leadoff. 2-1 from Warren. Leadoff swings on this one. Big hack. That one is going to go foul. It'll land on top of the roof here at Rec Park. Beautiful day. 7:21 local time here in Healdsburg, California. We welcome all of you from around the world tuning into Prune Packers baseball. The 2-2. That fastball is skied again. It will go foul. Martinez over on it, and it hits the roof.
We've been seeing mostly changeups so far from the new pitcher, so leadoff will have to provide his own power. Ball's coming in at only around low 70s so far in this at-bat.
The 2-2, that one is upstairs, and the count will go full. So it will be 3-2 now for leadoff. Powerful righty. Swings and hits this one up the middle, and it finds its way through into center field. Leadoff leads things off with a base hit.
Well, that's really great hitting, not getting greedy on the slow pitching, trying to put it over the fence and left, but instead getting a nice solid grounder up the middle and getting himself on base for the Packers.
So now it will be the top of the order for the Pack. It will be Antonelli Savatere. Warren fires, and it falls in there for called strike. Leadoff over at first. Not really a threat to steal, but we'll see if they send him. We're going to check on him over at first. He's back in there safely. His average now up to 388 after that base hit. Climbing the ladder. Guy from Bradenton, Florida. IMG Academy. Homegrown kid. You don't see that a lot at IMG. That one's inside, 1-1.
Savatere, the only Packer hitter this year with multiple singles, doubles, triples, and home runs.
Yeah, no, he's a good combo of power and speed, and he's looking to show that off in the leadoff spot today. That breaking ball finds its way into the strike zone from Warren. Changes eye levels with that one. That was a beautiful pitch. Just fell right off the table into the strike zone. It'll be 1-2 now to Savatere. Almost 66 miles an hour. That one dropped just low.
Savatere not chasing that. Been one of the best chase and whiff batters for the Packers so far this summer. Not looking at anything too far out of the zone and not swinging and missing anything either.
Homegrown Texan goes to Texas Tech. He flies this one into right field. It is over by the oak tree as it falls foul. 2-2. That one was 81 miles an hour from Warren. Warren came into this outing with a 17.35 ERA. He is hopefully going to change that around and right hit the sails here on his season with the West Coast Kings. 3-2, nobody out, laid off on first, digging in. Warren fires outside, and Antonelli walks.
Antonelli, a really hard guy to strike out. He came back from down to that count. Antonelli now a strikeout to walk ratio of 2-15. One of the best in the Packers, the best in the Packers so far this summer, one of the best that we've seen in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you were mentioning Adam Enyart yesterday, and Enyart, he actually committed to Sacramento State yesterday, so big day for him. And now strutting up to some reggae, our photographer, Hideki Prather.
Yeah, Enyart's been great for the Crabs this summer. Jacob French passed him yesterday for RBI, as they're at a race right now in the mid-30s. And as well, he is tied for second in home runs in the league with the Packers' J.C. Osario-Guard and Jacob French. As yesterday as well, Sutter tied the Crabs' Cameron Sewell for first with 7 each.
Here comes the 0-1 to Hideki Prather. Prather fouls this one off. Catcher over on it, and Lyle will make the catch. Prather disappointed with himself. One down, nevertheless. And now Logan Sutter coming to the plate. Spent his last season at Purdue University, now going to South Carolina. Sutter waits. And that pitch is up high, a little pitch out, back pick opportunity, but Saviteri too fast. What have you seen from Sutter, Jacob?
Well, right now Sutter is tied for third in the team in batting average, but that is also tied for fifth in the Pacific Empire League. I mentioned earlier tied for first as well in the league in home runs. Been a great power guy, hitting to all parts of the field.
Well, he's looking to come up big for the Pack and tie this game up. That one is in there for called strike 1-1. Thank you all for joining us here at Recreation Park. It's a beautiful Saturday evening. Warren checks on both runners. He fires home, and this one kicks away from the catcher, and Lyle fumbles it after the collection, and both runners advance on the passed ball.
Well, Lyle had a chance to get laid off running to third, but just couldn't find the ball as the sun sets over the left field wall. It'll be hard to pick up there and hard to find.
Well, now they're going to have a mound visit, talk things over, try and get Warren out of this jam. One down, the chance for a double play is completely been taken away by that wild pitch. And now with a guy like Logan Sutter at the plate, base hit turns into a Packers lead. You have Logan Sutter's average with running and runners in scoring position?
I don't, sadly.
Oh.
I can try and pull it up.
And he's been
See what we can do here.
undoubtedly nasty.
See if I can pull it up before he ends his at bat.
Warren fires, and that one is lined into left field, and they will check up on that one. A run will score, and the Packers have tied the ball game. So Logan Sutter delivers there with a nice base hit sharply into left field. And now a guy who is furthermore even more nasty and more lethal at the plate in Alex Burge.
Well, Sutter just beat me. I was pulling it up. He's hitting 440 with runners in scoring position prior to that at bat.
Definitely shows he has been clutch for the Packers. And being a big MLB The Show guy, I think his clutch rating would be in the high 90s. If you compared him to all of the other Packers. Pitch there is in there for a called strike. Warren trying to get around this Packers lineup. Only one down. Warren fires. That one is outside. It'll go 1-1.
Burge here is second on the team in batting average, puts him fourth in the whole league. Another league leader. This is a tough middle part of the lineup between Sutter, Burge, and French and Agard coming up next.
Burge.
A lot of league leaders among those four.
Burge fouls that one off. Yeah, I mean, the Packers have just been stacked with talent. French up to 442 on the year after what has just been a dominant last 7 days from him. Check on those stats in a moment. French has just been incredible, batting 542 over the last 7 days. Burge, he's batting 267, so less of a stellar last 7 than his fellow Golden Bear teammate. Logan Sutter leads the team, though, with a batting average of 600 over the last 7 days. Cade Ladoff following closely behind with 545. So, dominant offense for the Packers as that pitch breaks. And Burge gives chase for a strikeout. So, Warren, brilliant there, getting some damage control. Now we're going to have a mound visit, and that will be the day for Warren. We'll step aside as they will bring in a new pitcher. All right, we're back, and we've got a new pitcher in Connor Raridan coming in for the West Coast Kings. It's going to be Jacob French, a lethal man. You're saying a little bit about his records this year. Jacob?
Yeah, French first in the team batting average and second in the league. I mentioned earlier, first in the league in RBIs at 34. Let's see if he can stay ahead of his competition today.
And so they're going to just talk it over, try and figure out what to do. Connor Raridan donning the golden 45 for the Kings out of the University of the Pacific out in Stockton, California. That one is outside. They've got a great pharmaceutical school. I've got a few family members that went to the University of Pacific. And they also have a great basketball arena, although it is seldomly filled.
How has your college search been treating you, Hugo, as you reach the later years of your high school career?
It's been pretty solid. Nothing really to complain about, to be honest. I've enjoyed it. I kind of started a little bit early because I knew I was going to have, this weird spring break that we did have last year with, spring break coming so close to finals. I knew I was going to have to study, so I did a lot of my college search in the spring, and I've narrowed down a few. Or not in the spring, sorry, excuse me, in the fall, as that one gets past the catcher on the wild pitch, and it moves Logan Sutter in, so it takes away the force play at second, and now the Packers have loaded up scoring position. Break down your college search, Jacob. I mean, you talked about how Villanova was your favorite, and you got into your favorite. You were one of the lucky ones. But were there any other schools you were looking at? I imagine there was.
Well, Villanova was not initially my favorite. I think I was more excited to get into Boston College. Then I went there and just didn't have that gut feeling you look for, But I had the gut feeling when I went to Villanova, and that's what I hope you find some days. You step onto campus and feel like you can see yourself there for the next 4 years. That's the goal.
Well, I hope I've had that gut feeling. I hope I know what that feels like, I assume. But now French might give Raridan another type of gut feeling as he advances to first on the walk. French, funny enough, he played last year for summer ball. He played in British Columbia as a member of the, and stay with me here, folks, the Kamloops North Paws in British Columbia. I'm almost certain I'm butchering Kamloops, but that is what it looks like. They're a member of the West Coast League, which quite a few of those teams have broken their way onto the YSN rankings. Packers currently sitting at number 2. But yeah, no, you ever been to Canada?
I passed through Canada briefly on the way to Italy one time. That's it. Not a very well-traveled man myself.
Well, I myself am not. I would say I'm pretty well-traveled. I think you give off the feeling to people that you are a very well-traveled person. 2-0 with 2 outs now to Osario Agard. He takes that one for a 3-0 count now. So, chance to walk in the game-leading run.
Choice to make now as pitcher, to attack or to risk a walk and 1 run.
Raridan fires the buffet pitch in there for a called strike. That one clips the inside corner. Absolutely painted. 3-1 now coming to Osario Agard with bases loaded. The 3-1, and he lines this one into the gap. It will get down. 1-run score. Sutter coming around the bend, and he will cruise home, and the Packers lead it 4-2. Jacob French over to third, but J.C. Osario Agard coming in clutch yet again for the Packers. And the Packers have now flipped the script. They go up by 2.
Packers seem to do their best hitting in these middle innings. Today, not for the reason of seeing a pitcher for the second time in the order, as it normally is. They've seen some new guys from the Kings today, but just getting a feel for the day and for the rhythm and how the Kings as a team are attacking them. And once again, getting into this 4, 5, 6 inning stretch where the Packers bats seem to just light up.
And now it's Alex Leopard, another lethal man. He's down 0-1 in the count. Leopard inside, it got him, caught his foot. Leopard. And that looked like Saquon. That looked like if he was at linebacker and Saquon Barkley hit the A gap and then just did a little shimmy step. Yeah, he lost his ankles there. Or for Ryan Moffett fans, a little Tatum Kerpinski crossover.
Well, that is Alex Leopard's 10th hit by pitch of this summer.
Well, I mean, he's garnished himself a reputation. Garnered himself a reputation. But now loaded bases. Kings really can't find it pitching-wise. They've been heard as we're going to have a pinch runner coming in for Leopard as he hobbles off the field. We hope he's okay. It's going to be Jonathan Kim coming in to pinch run. So we hope that Leopard is okay. Maybe just walking that one off.
An opportunity for Keegan O'Hearn here to get one of his first Packers hits of the summer. One of the newer guys for the Packers so far.
Yeah, he could come in insanely clutch for the Pack. That one called a strike. Once again, Keegan O'Hearn at the plate. 1-2 down. The pitch outside, but called a strike. That one actually painted. Who's been the best at painting for the Packers in terms of pitching wise?
Guys like Mason Lerma come to mind, someone who's not going to have a bunch of velocity but just finds his way into these corners. A lot of these low velo guys have to be really good with their pitch movement and pitch location.
Yes, Mason Lerma. Not a foreign name to us. We've had the pleasure of watching him grow from, well, I'm sure you had the pleasure of watching him grow from being a high school freshman pitcher to now just an absolute beast at the University of California, Davis. I've had the pleasure of watching him since he was a junior, but, still an incredible progression. 1-2, 2 down. Keegan O'Hearn battling the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the Kings get out of it, but the Packers do damage. 4-2, the Packers have a big 3-run fifth inning. We'll head to the 6th. You do not want to go anywhere. And we're back. Ryan Combs is right now, he's from Rocky Top, but he has not had a Rocky game. 1-0 count to Richards. Peyton Richards, a guy that, funny enough, our own Nolan Brenner pointed out during batting practice, who was just absolutely hammering balls during batting practice, and he's looking to hammer one here. He does make contact. Savatere, though, takes that routine grounder and throws it on to first for out number 1.
Good play right there. And Hugo, have you ever been rock climbing?
Define how big the rock has to be.
65 feet.
Okay, well then yes, I have not, or no, I have not rock climbed, but I have, there are certain trails that require rock climbing.
I would say that you're a rock climber then.
Yeah, Annandale State Park, if I remember the most, when I was 6, my dad took me on a trail that was, used to be an old Boy Scout trail, and then they had closed the trail about 10 years earlier, and my dad did not know that, so we were wading through rocks and had to kind of mountain climb to get where we wanted to go. Delta Lake, though, in Jackson, Wyoming, or Grand Teton National Park, or other, is a very tough trail. You have to climb at certain points. You have to climb rocks to get to Delta Lake, but it is a beautiful, beautiful lake.
Nothing better than taking your 6-year-old rock climbing.
It's not one of the highlights, I would say, of fatherhood for my dad, but definitely a fun memory for me. 2-1 count now. Ryan Combs fires, and that one is upstairs. Well, count will go 2-2. Combs looks into the glove of Hideki Prather and fires. Swing and a miss. Rogan Bodie sat down. Now it'll be Colby Pudge from Cuesta College. Cuesta, known not really for baseball, but they are known, however, for their aquatic sports, swimming and water polo. They are very strong at both. Water polo mainly, though. They have an incredible water polo team and program there. Got a lot of guys from up north. Most notably, a man from the Walnut Creek area, Dante Vacchini, who has just been an absolute beast there. I believe his career has passed now with Cuesta College. That one is outside. It'll go 1-2 now here in the 6th inning. (4-2) Packers lead after what has been another offensive explosion. Combs tries to find it, but just a little low there. 2-2. Wind has settled down. Just a light breeze blowing out to the scoreboard out there in left center. The pitch. Breaking ball, swung on and chopped softly. Savatere makes the play. On to first. 3 up, 3 down for the Pack. 2 by way of grounders to second. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Stay right here. And indeed, they make the world go round as now Cade Ladoff trying to make the lineup go round as he will stand in. Led off the inning with a base hit. Walked in the second. And he hits a single and scores later on in the 5th inning. So trying to keep the line moving, or well, rather get the line moving here in the 6th inning. 4-2 ball game. Packers looking to add some Farmers Insurance runs. This one's breaking ball, popped up, foul. Dude, Emmett, we're sponsored by them. Yeah. 1-2 on the way, and Ladoff crushes this one towards the flagpole. Back there! Gone!
Huge home run right there, Hugo. Holy cow, that was crushed by Ladoff.
I don't believe it. That one was absolutely crushed. Did it even read? Let's see. That's a sign of a good home run. It didn't read. That is a sign of a great home run. And with that being said, that'll be the day for Raridan. And they will go to a man who's actually caused a lot of damage against the Packers. They're going to go to number 32, Bruno Condit, and we will step aside.
Here comes the sun. Dinna.
Ryan jamming out, and the sun is setting. Indeed. Low-hanging sun now. Not low-hanging fruit, but you can see it definitely on your screens. Sun's starting to set here in Healdsburg, California, as Jacob French coming in now. Almost a second leadoff batter after Cade Ladoff led off with a home run. Actually, it's going to be Antonelli Savateri. The new guy in is Bruno Condit for the West Coast Kings. 0-1 with a 1.28 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. He has been nasty this year, to say the least, for the West Coast Kings. He has been their go-to guy when they've looked for some quality shutdown innings. However, he has fallen back to Antonelli Savateri, 2-0. The pitch now to Savateri. That one is up at the top of the zone and falls in for a called strike.
Yeah, and Bruno Condit, a guy that had 2 strikeouts last time he pitched against the Packers, so he's seen this team before and he's been effective.
And that one just a little too high for the umpire's liking. 3-1. Going to be a buffet pitch for Salvatore. 3-1. That one is lined. Will it get down? It will. Salvatore keeping the line moving. A base hit there. Ryan, are you a guy that, have you ever been to a Texas Roadhouse?
The restaurant, right?
Yes, restaurant, yes.
Yes.
Is there one in Cloverdale?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was going to say, if there's one in Cloverdale, I might be headed there after the game. But I wonder if Salvatore is a big fan of Texas Roadhouse. He's a guy who's from Texas. Dallas product, as they would say. The pitch is outside to Hideki Prather. Prather looking for a little bit of a revenge after a line out to right field and a pop out to the catcher.
Hugo, I've got a question. Have you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?
I have not, no. I know it's a great movie with Patrick Swayze. I have been indoctrinated. As that one checked on and fouled off. I've been indoctrinated into the Patrick Swayze movie, kind of his movie career. My parents are very big Patrick Swayze fans, so Dirty Dancing, Ghost.
I love Ghost.
To name a few.
Ghost.
Yeah, well, the West Coast Kings currently are in that spot where, as Hideki Prather lines this one into right field, it'll get down out there. Salvatore going to dig first, third, and he's going to be waved around. The right fielder booted the play, and coming in to score is Salvatore on the double from Hideki Prather. That's going to end up an error for Prather. Prather will reach to second on that error by the right fielder, but Salvatore scores from third. What I was saying, and now the Kings, this proves my hypothesis even further. The Kings are like those guys in the, they're starting to become like those guys in the movie that get pulled away, pulled down by those,
demons.
By those demons, yeah, the demons, Grim Reapers, whatever you want to say.
Well, did you see the new Roadhouse with Conor McGregor, Jake Gyllenhaal?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Not a big fan of remakes. Are you a remake guy? Are you a sequel guy? As chasing into foul territory. It's going to be the first baseman, Martini. Incredible name, by the way.
Yeah, great. Martini time. There can be some good remakes. Some people have done it well in the past. Cars 2. But
Cars 2, well, that's a sequel.
Yeah. You're talking remakes. I'm sorry.
I'm saying remakes and sequels.
Oh.
Are you a big sequel guy? I love Cars 2. I agree with other part 1, but I am yet to see either of those movies, which is an Italian sin. And
yes.
I'm amazed that I have not been shunned. The 1-1 is inside, gets away from the catcher, and now we might have a pickle, but no, Prather quick to get back to second.
It's a great job there, Prather, showing off the change of direction speed. I mean, stopped on a dime and got back to second to avoid getting in that pickle.
Hey, he's an athlete, man. He's a Campo Lindo product. They produce great athletes, most notably Aiden Mahaney, who was a standout star at St. Mary's College for basketball. He was incredible, averaging 20 a game. As Sutter skies this one into left field, it will go into the sun. It'll stay in the ballpark. Over on it is Lee, and he will make the catch. But yeah, Mahaney decided to make the decision to go to UConn, expecting more playing time and a bigger stage, and he didn't have the best of years now, finding himself at UC Santa Barbara. And UC Santa Barbara is going to be a good team. You've got a lot of guys that are very stacked. They're going to have a stacked lineup. St. Mary's didn't skip a beat, though. They were dominant last year in the Mountain West, the West Coast Conference. We got some food deliveries here as Alex Burge steps to the plate. One out, swing and a miss for Alex Burge. Burge trying to get himself out of what has been a mini slump. Flew out to center and then struck out twice. Oh, 1 to Burge. Swing, and he flies this one out into foul territory in right field. Over on it. Falling back in. And making the dive, almost catching it is Coloma. Ryan, you enjoying that, I believe that's called Mambo's Bombs?
I am enjoying this Mambo bomb. I mean, it's a explosion of flavor in my mouth, and of course you want me to talk about it right when I'm eating it.
Well, I'll do my taste test in just a moment. Well, over the break. We'll see. But Alex Burge stands in. 0-2 now. With one down. The pitch is in the dirt. Skips off of the catcher and then off the backstop, almost like a pinball machine. Prather moves over to third on the pass ball.
Hugo, what's the highest pinball score you've ever dropped?
I honestly don't remember. I have played a lot of I have played some pinball in my life. I wouldn't say a lot, but some pinball. There's actually a great store in Petaluma that has like old arcade games. So gotten a lot of hours on Galaga. Yeah, before I had any gaming console, that was a go-to spot as Burge fouls that one off. Are you a big gamer yourself? I know you're a big ASU guy. We'll have to see the matchup tonight. We might have to live broadcast that game between Ryan and myself. If I had to bet, I would say Ryan's beating me by maybe 20 points because he actually plays football or played football. I myself have not played football. 1-2 with one down. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Does not get Burge to go. Burge checking up. A lot of discipline being showed.
Yeah, it's a good battle right here. I mean, Burge, he's one of those guys that can extend an at-bat for just pitch on pitch, and it can be frustrating for these pitchers.
Now, well, here we go. We'll see if Burge can do it. 6-2. Packer lead here. 6 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Packers. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the visiting West Coast Kings. The pitch. That one is popped up into foul territory. Martini running, and he'll let it go out of play. He's been running more than a guy who runs a 5K. I mean, he's been all over the field. I'd love to see what his distance covered would be at the end of the game, but unfortunately we don't have that. We have a lot of analytics. Not yet.
You need to start putting Fitbits on players, see how far they travel.
Burge standing in 2-2 with one down. The pitch. That one is popped up now into left field. This should bring home a run. Jaden Lee getting ready to make the play. Lee will catch it. The throw home is not in time. And coming home to score is Hideki Prather on the sac fly for Alex Burge.
And it was a good throw by Lee there, but not enough on it. I mean, got it right to the cut man, but the bounce did not go in his favor. Good hustle by Hideki Prather to get home.
Now with 2 down, Packers up 7-2. My goodness. This game has gotten out of hand. Pitch is outside for ball 1. Funny enough, when I think of this score and the way that this game has gone, I think back to and I think Alex Leopard could definitely resonate with me, along with Jaden Lee in left field for the Kings. I think back to that Ron Burgundy point in Anchorman where he says that escalated quickly. And this game has, and this one escalated down to center field. Deep, back there, and it'll get down by the wall. Kisses up against the green fence. French stands up at second, was taking a wide turn, but he checks back. That'll be a double.
And the longer this game goes on, the better these Packer bats get. Started off real slow today, but since then, they have just been mashing these balls.
A lot of robotic dance moves coming up here. Our own Emmett Peterson and Nolan Brenner showing off their best robotic dance moves. Tomorrow is going to be intern night here at the Packers. So come down, celebrate all of your fantastic Packers staff. Chris Schaefer, our game day ops manager, will be throwing out the first pitch, and we're going to see if he can touch 80 on that first pitch. We'll be looking at it on the TrackMan. Well, 1-0 with 2 down. Osario guard waits, and that one's in the dirt, 2-0. So 2-0 with 2 down. Packers offensive surge here in the 5th and 6th.
Are you ready for all the praise you're going to get tomorrow, Hugo, on intern night?
I don't deserve any praise. The praise, deservedly, it
goes
should
to
go.
Chris Schaefer.
No, it should go to Jacob Janicelli.
100%. He's the one getting all the stats for us, and he kind of makes the whole thing move on. Yeah, you know, it's a clean machine because of Jacob.
Well, throughout the broadcast tomorrow, we'll be acknowledging our incredible interns.
Only the ones we like.
Yes, only the ones we like. So Emmett Peterson will not be acknowledged.
No, not even once.
That one is inside, and Osario guard walks on 4 pitches. But someone to highlight so far with the really cool velocity stand-in along with Emmett is going to be Blake Thomas. Blake has put together a great server to have us have the capability of displaying velocity and spin rate on our broadcast. So we'd like to thank him and hope that you all thank him. Our analytics team is incredible and honestly unmatched right now. Now runners on first and second for the Packers. That one runs inside against Jonathan Kim. Tokyo Drift, do you think he's a Fast and Furious fan?
He might be. I mean, I know it's such a popular movie series. I've never really gotten too into it. It got pretty crazy far-fetched, but I'm also not a car guy, so I don't understand how cars work. So it could be very accurate. I just don't know.
Well, the Packers now have Jake McCoy set to come in for Keegan O'Hearn. Runners on first and second for Kim. Kim waits. The pitch. Swung on and hit foul. It'll go 1-2. Kim has been dominant this year for the Pack. I mean, a great first at-bat guy. He's very good on his first time at the plate. 1-2, 2 outs. French on second. Over at first, Osario guard as the sun droops below the oak trees and redwoods in left field. That pitch is swung on and missed. And that is the inning, but the Packers tag on 3 more. We'll be right back. 7-2 Packers as Ryan Moffett will take the call in the top of the 7th. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back here to Healdsburg. And it's a new arm on the mound for the Packers, Michael Mechna. And if you're tuning in from Nebraska, the name might sound familiar. #1 right-handed pitcher coming out of high school and #5 player overall in Nebraska. There's a strike right there from Mechna. He's already ahead, 0-2 in the count. So a good start here against Daniel Polasek, the leadoff man for the West Coast Kings. The 0-2 from Mechna. Swung on and over the head of a guard at third base into left field, and they'll get it in while Polasek stays at first. So now a pinch hitter coming in for the West Coast Kings, Joey DeMelio. He'll have to face Mechna in his first appearance of the day. Here's Mechna, missing outside there. So 1-0 count. Mechna versus DeMelio. And this hit into right field, and O'Hearn underneath it, and he'll get it in. So now that's out #1 for Mechna in this Packer defense. Coming up is Keani Coloma. One on, one down. Pitch to Coloma. A breaking ball in for a strike, 78 miles per hour on the pitch from Mechna. Packers ahead, 7-2. Mechna looking to hold on to that lead. Pitch to Coloma, just outside of the zone. So the 1-1 count. Mechna serves it up. Coloma fouls it off. Count goes to 1-2 here. Coloma stands in the box, ready. Mechna's pitch, swung on, poked out into left field, and underneath it for the out right there is Jacob French. So 2 down. Kings looking to put something on the board this inning as they're running out of time to do it. Mechna serves it up. And missing up high. Up to bat, Gio Martini. One and 0. Martini fouls it back. Evens up the count at 1-1. One on, 2 down for the West Coast Kings. Pitch from Mechna. Grounded right down the first base line and makes it an easy play. 4K laid off, tags his bag for out #3, and the Packers and Michael Mechna hold the West Coast Kings scoreless in the top of the 7th. We'll be back after we join the fans here in some singing. Welcome back to Healdsburg, and no love here in Healdsburg. Jake McCoy coming up to the plate. He's one of the stars on the social media page for the Packers. He was talking about it today with me. He's featured quite a bit on social media on the Instagram.
Yeah, he's a great character. He's got a great personality, and he's another one of the team photographers, him and Hideki Prather.
That's right there. He's swinging it. Junk down low.
Yeah, no, this is a great pitcher here for the Kings.
As he gets a hold of this, out into left field, coming in on it, and for the catch is Jaden Lee. So 1 up and 1 down for the Packers so far.
Yeah, you know it's a good thing when the Packers are making substitutions, giving their guys some rest, you know. It's a 5-game set, so it's a lot, or excuse me, it's a 6-game set, so it's a lot to do, you know, play 6 games in a row, and that's going to be tested again when we see the Packers go on the road in 2 weeks. Well, it'll be tested next week with a 5-game set from Tuesday to Saturday with 2 road games, but then it'll be tested furthermore from the 14th to the 16th when they're here against Medford, and then from the 18th to the 20th, they get 1 travel day in the middle. 6-game set, 3 here, 3 up in Humboldt. It's going to be huge games. You guys don't want to miss that. It'll be Jacob Van Rokel and Ryan Moffett on the call for those games.
Shows you how much of a grind baseball is. I mean, even during summer ball, you're still going nonstop. Not a whole lot of breaks for these guys. And there's a huge hack from Cade Ladoff. And right now, these Packer bats are just trying to catch up to what's being laid down.
I think Ladoff heard a little bit of murmurs that he might be player of the game, so he's trying to get jack one out and earn that.
Because here he's jacking one out to center field, and it will be caught by Polasek.
Number 1, Antonelli Sabateri.
So now Antonelli Sabateri coming up. So here's Antonelli Sabateri on the first pitch. He hits this one out into center, and it's going to drop right in front of Polasek. So he's going to get on base here. He's had a nice day, Hugo.
Yes, he has. He's now 2 for 4 with a walk. both singles. He's been definitely very solid today for the Packers. But, I mean, player to highlight right now in line for the win is Ryan Combs. Combs has just been, he had a dominant middle innings performance. Went 3 innings, gave up only 2 hits, struck out 2, and retired over 11 batters. So great job there by Combs to dish out, a great outing. And now he's in line with the win with the Packers coming up clutch in the 5th and the 6th.
And that pitch missing upstairs. So 1-1 count. And that pitch in the dirt, a throw down to second. Looked like it was on time, but the tag didn't get Salvatore.
Yeah, that was a controversial call. Controversial call there, but it looked like Salvatore got in under the tag.
So he advances to second, and it's 2-1 for Hideki Praler.
Well, Packers active in the bullpen. We'll see how long they go with Mechna here after Combs delivered, what was supposed to be a 2-inning outing. He delivered 3 very solid innings.
I mean, a great performance by him today. He's another one of those guys on this team. You talk about Jake McCoy being a character. Ryan, he's just as funny. I mean, he's a comical guy.
Yeah. For a second there, I thought you were talking about yourself.
Well, that's why I kept it to just first name. So people might think, oh, maybe he's talking about himself in the third person.
Yeah. Well, when you said comical, I knew you weren't.
Yeah, that's not me.
Ryan decided to cosplay as the elf on the shelf, or well, today the elf on the fence. He's got a very festive button-down shirt to match with it. We'll get you guys, love to get you guys a view on the FaceTime camera, but unfortunately that camera is not working today as that one's fouled off by Cade Campbell. But he's got Santas and some snow. Very festive guy. When you need the life of a party, you look no further and call Ryan Moffett.
And he'll lend a shirt. I'll just give you a shirt, and then I won't show up.
No, because he's too good for it.
Exactly. I'm too cool for your party. Boom, roasted. Pitch down low in the dirt. Campbell lays off.
So 3 Golden Bears in succession for the Pack. Campbell, Burge, and Jacob French. I know a few of you viewers were very happy of us identifying that they were Golden Bears because of a restaurant, I believe, a Golden Bear restaurant. So we do read the comments, and we love the positivity. And, we love that we have such an interactive fan base. So we hope you enjoy the content that we've been putting out on social media. If you guys don't know where to find that, at Prune Packers on Instagram, I believe at Prune Packers on TikTok.
You're right, Hugo.
And on Twitter if
100%.
you want to track data analytics. Twitter's the place.
It's a great promo right there, Hugo. This one fouled straight back by Campbell. Count now 2-1. Or excuse me, 2-2. Here's the pitch to Campbell, and he fouls another one right back.
Big shout out to our owner, Natalie Norman, and the president of the PEL for getting the analytics and the broadcasters hooked up with some great pizza.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they're very enjoying it. They're very much enjoying it. Ryan has elected to not eat anything yet.
Hugo, I'm a little busy talking here.
Yeah.
I got to eat one of those Mambo bombs, but haven't had a chance to get a whole slice yet. Do you have a favorite kind of pizza, Hugo? You a deep dish, stuffed crust, traditional? I don't know. What do you like?
I'm more traditional. I'm more, Naples. The pizza that's made in Naples, very, very normal, traditional Italian.
Traditional Italian. It's good to know the Packers go down swinging there. No runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Packers still lead, though, 7-2 as we head to the top of the 8th. All right, we're back here in the Berg. And guess who's dealing? Michael Mechna. This first pitch fouled off by Jake Lyle. So 0-1 count for Lyle. Here's Mechna. And that hit hard and over to the bullpen of the Packers. I mean, flying over their heads. They got to keep their heads on a swivel, Hugo.
Yeah, the Packers are settling in now, which is a good sign after, an early West Coast Kings offense. This is definitely reminiscent of the Chico game where the Lone Wolves went up early and then the Packers just didn't take their foot off the gas, winning 18-1. So, Packers have kind of eased off the gas a little bit, but wouldn't be shocked if they put on a little bit more, get some more Farmers Insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th, and close things out.
Yeah, they might ramp it back up, and ramping it up is Michael Mechna. Gets a strikeout right there against Lyle, and now it looks like Coach Gomes heading out to the mound. Not sure if Mechna's day is over, and it looks like it is. Not Michael Lerma, Mason Lerma hopping over the line. He's coming out to pitch. A great day by Michael Mechna, but Mason Lerma coming to finish the day off.
Well, he's in for what would be a 5-out save, but ladies and gentlemen, in tradition, it is Lerma time in the Berg, and making his way over is our very own Jacob Janicelli. It's Lerma time. He's psyched. Fellow Cardinal Newman graduate, and Jacob maybe taking the mic, maybe not taking the mic. We'll see.
I know. I'm not sure he looked at us, but
yeah, I expected him. But
he's
Mason
running
Lerma,
away.
I mean, this is the old trope of, hey, where do I even start with Mason Lerma? I don't know, to be honest. He has just been unbelievable this year for the Packers. And even furthermore, unbelievable for UC Davis. 35 2/3 innings pitched, only a 1 ERA. 1.01 ERA. He has just been unbeatable, unstoppable, unbreakable. Mason Lerma is the definition of the underrated underdog who just comes in and kills the competition. And he's rocking the Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Lerma, he's a stud for the Packers, and you talk about him being a stud for UC Davis, too. He's just one of those guys that you can count on. He gets the job done nearly every time he comes in. And he's warming up. He's looking good today. And now we've got Jacob Janicelli hopping on the mic, and he's going to fill us in with all the information that we need to know about Mr. Mason Lerma. And you guys went to the same high school, Jacob, Cardinal Newman. Were you guys friends? You know, did you know of each other? What was the deal there?
I don't talk to baseball players.
Kept away.
On principle. No. We've never really crossed paths in high school much, I can say. I did see him a bit when I was at my brother's games, but besides that, few interaction. We were, as Hugo yells, we were in different grades, and so our paths didn't cross as much.
Wow, yeah, Hugo, I think he got off the mic just so he could yell at Mason Lerma. And there's a strike right there from Lerma.
You're going to see fastball, changeup, curveball, slider from Lerma, and he's going to operate quickly as the count is already 1-2. Good strike thrower, strike rate at nearly 75%.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Mason Lerma's game, how quick he is. I mean, he means business when he's on that mound. Gives these batters no time in between pitches. He jams up the batter right there as it's fouled off. 2-2 count.
And he will not be slowed down. He's going to give that batter the death stare thinner on his time.
The kick and the throw. Jammed once again. This popped up over towards first base and caught by Cade Ladoff. Out number 1 for Lerma.
Good start for Lerma. A few times this summer, he has given up first at bat hits or walks, but finds a nice pop out on that one. 2 outs now in the top of the 8th innings. That was grounded to second baseman. And the inning's over just like that.
Lerma, he gets the job done. We talked about it, and then he showed us. So a great inning of work from Lerma to come in, and, you know, he's saving the day for these Packers. 7-2 is the score. We'll be back in the bottom of the 8th. Appreciate it. All right, we are back, and it is Alex Burge up to the plate for the Prune Packers. And Jacob, tell us about his hitting tendencies.
Well, he's been really great. One of the league leaders in batting average and a team leader, of course. Really hard guy to get out. As that is a broken bat hit up in the air toward the second baseman for a pop out.
Holy cow, you got to be careful out there. That helicoptered out over towards second base before the ball even came down.
The Pacific Empire League is, of course, a wooden bat collegiate league, so we get a few broken bats, 1 or 2 normally a night. So you got to watch out in the infield.
Scary stuff. I wouldn't be able to hang out there. I would be too scared of bats flying my way. Keep me in the bullpen.
Jacob French now, really a do-it-all kind of batter. No poor slugging zones at all, really. Hit the ball inside out, high, low, and can hit it anywhere in the field, too. Left or right, up the middle. Slugging at over 700 right now.
It's right there. No slugging at all. Misses the pitch. Make it strike number 1. Or excuse me, strike 2.
I've had a hard time hitting changeups this summer so far, but besides that, really great hitter all around.
So pitch missing down low and outside. Count goes 1-2. The pitch, again, missing in that same spot. Count evens out at 2-2 for French. Do you speak French, Jacob?
Not even a little bit.
Oh, any language?
I knew Spanish a little bit. I mean, high school Spanish. And then I went to college, took a semester of Italian, and then I forgot both Spanish and Italian shortly after. And so,
Well, it's a good thing you're good at English, or else you wouldn't be able to speak anything.
I'm all right. I would love to relearn Spanish, but we'll see.
Duolingo. We are not sponsored.
We are not.
2-2 count. Here's the pitch to French. And he fouls that one off hard off the fence.
West Coast Kings will try and get through the middle of this order. Put the Packers away for the inning. Try and climb back from a 2-7 deficit. The Kings have played the Packers well. Last 3 games they've played them. Not indicative of their 2-7 record.
Definitely not. This hit hard by French past the second baseman. Out into the outfield. French gunning for second. The throw on time. They got him. Looked like French maybe had the speed for it, but a great throw into second base.
University, number 17, J.C. Osorio-Agard.
So now J.C. Agard coming up to the plate, and it's now 2 down here for the Packers. Let's see what he does. A hard ground ball past the diving arms of Martinez. And Agard will stay over at first, not as ambitious as French.
Agard, a great hitter at finding that gap between third and short. A lot of his hits come in that left field area, left center. And now here's Leopard, who has recorded his 10th hit by pitch of the summer today.
As he hits this one high into the sky, over into left field, shallow left field, and it pops out of the glove of Rogan Bodie.
Well, as the sun gets low and the stadium lights come on at Rec Park, that ball gets easy to lose in the air. We've seen it a few times this year. We had a walk-off last month on a fly ball to right. You watch the right fielder look up, and the ball fall behind him for a walk-off. It gets hard to see here late at night.
And we saw that right there. Tough job for Bodie to try to bring that in. Now first pitch to McCoy, missing down low.
McCoy, not a great statistical day yesterday in terms of his batting average, but several hard hit balls out towards center field on 4th of July.
Yeah, definitely. He was a guy consistently making contact. It was just right to the outfielders. So he's looking to maybe hit it away from them. Is that a good tip?
Generally, the idea is hit the ball away from the defenders.
You're so smart, Jacob. It's right there. Not hitting the ball at all.
That is baseball, though. Sometimes you hit the ball 100 miles an hour, 380 feet, and it falls to the center fielder. Sometimes you hit the ball a dribbler between the infielders or a bloop that falls in the Bermuda Triangle.
And a drop third strike right there. McCoy trying to beat it out. He cannot. So that'll be out number 3 for the West Coast Kings. And they still trail 7-2 in this game. And we'll be back in the top of the 9th.
We're back here. Mason Lerma going for his save. It would be his first on the summer with the Pack. Came in yesterday to be a stopper for Luke Schott. The pitch, misses just low. Man at the plate for the West Coast Kings is not Peyton Richards. They have pinch hit, and Lerma gets things going there with a ball 1-1 now.
Yeah, good off speed there to even the count at 1 apiece.
Lerma fires, and that one swung on and missed. Going to go 1-2. Hugo Traverso alongside Nolan Brenner inside Art McCaffrey Field here at Recreation Park. 1-2 from Lerma. He digs down and gets a piece of that one over to Cade Campbell, who makes a great throw on the run over to first for out number 1. May I say that looked a little bit Mahomey?
Not sure, but great hands over there from Campbell at short. An unsung hero of the year, in my opinion. Always great defensive player, batting over 300. Campbell's been really consistent for this team.
Nolan, I 100% agree with you. Yeah, he's been a reliable defender, and he's been fantastic and consistent. That one a high chopper. Lerma climbs the ladder to get it over to first. Mason Lerma, the acrobatics.
May I say that was a little OBJ-ish?
That was an incredible play there from Mason Lerma. We've seen others try and fail, but Mason Lerma makes a great play, and that brings him within 1 out of closing this ball game. 7-2, Packers lead. 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Packers. That one's outside the opposing West Coast Kings. 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors.
Yeah, you got to field your position if you're Lerma, and he is just doing that very well.
That one just a bit outside. Called a strike, though. Great frame job from Hideki Prather. Lerma fires, working quickly. This one popped up in shallow left field. It's going to be calling off Campbell, the left fielder, and he'll make the catch, and the Packers close things out. Mason Lerma gets the save. Ryan Combs picks up the win for the Packers. Warren picks up the loss for the West Coast Kings, but a great game overall. The Packers get the win 7-2. We will head to another game tomorrow against the West Coast Kings. It'll be game 2 coming up at 6 p.m. That will be myself, Ryan Moffett, Jacob Janicelli, and Nolan Brenner all on the call. It will be a fun one. Nolan, any final thoughts from tonight's game?
The Packers' bats started out a little slow, and the West Coast Kings jumped on the Packers pitching early, putting a 2 spot up in the first inning. But this team just does not back down, and they show it there in the middle innings. Matt Barnes settled in after giving up 2 early and had a decent start. And if you get it to Lerma, you're getting a win.
That you are. The Packers pick up win number 20 on the year. So officially 20 wins for the Packers. It is their 9th victory in conference play. They move on to face the West Coast Kings tomorrow at 6 p.m. You guys don't want to miss that. That'll be back here on YouTube. We hope you all have a great night. Finally, for Ryan Moffett, Jacob Janicelli, Nolan Brenner, and myself, Hugo Traverso, it's been a great night. Packers win it 7-2.